In a world where we're becoming ever more disconnected, these e-bikes, they're giving me hope. People of London are really turning a corner because by the power of cruiser bikes bestowed upon me, strangers are striking up conversations. People just love talking to me. It is actually a bicycle, yeah. Yeah. Cruiser e-bikes are definitely divisive. They're not your classic road bike or folder bike that you would normally see in a city. And of course, our good friend there on the road chatting to me and Holly just wanted to kindly let us know that we were probably going to die if we were going to be riding twosies on an electric bike like that. You're gonna die! What did you guys think at home? Let me know down in the comments. Is he right? I mean, it's kind of no different to having two passengers on a moped or a motorbike going at much faster speeds, so that's my thought. But overall, the response has been really positive. And bearing in mind, I'd say a few years ago, it would be really rare to see a cruiser electric bike on the roads, especially in London. And now we're seeing more and more by the year. But today, I want to talk about this little baby. This is the new gen 345e. It is a new addition to the new gen family. It comes after the original new gen 345, which if you want to find out more on that, then make sure to click the link right at the top of the video there so you can watch my own review of that. Well, let's just talk more about this, right? What is it about this bike that gets people talking? I think the main thing here is that you just don't know if this is a motorbike, if it's a moped. I think for people that aren't used to seeing a cruiser electric bike around, it's going to cause some questions. I think there's definitely an element of looks here. People see it, they're not quite sure what it is, and they want to ask questions. They're inquisitive. The bike itself is just so eye-catching. Look at the beautiful colouring here on the frame. You can change up the colours as well. Obviously the seat is really beautiful. It just is really eye-catching in itself. It's not your classic bike saddle. The beautiful sort of brown rim on the tyres here, it really just makes it pop. And unlike other road bikes, there's this presence that you get with electric cruisers that you just kind of don't really get with any other bike. For example, it's kind of like, you know, when you go to a restaurant and you walk in and you see like a really famous actor that's sitting there and all you want to do is just sort of stare and you keep sort of turning your head and looking at them like, oh my God, look. Kind of that feeling with this bike. Hard to explain. Anyone else have that? Let me know in the comments. But it's not all about looks. What's this thing like to ride? When you jump on an e-bike like this, it elevates from the look of this bike to the feel of this bike. I love riding electric cruisers. They're casual, they're relaxed. It really feels like they're carrying you along. It feels almost effortless. That electric assistance really does carry the weight of a bike like this. As I mentioned earlier, this is a smaller, lighter and more affordable option than the original new gen 345. What's actually one of the main differences that I've noticed is the frame itself. So on the original 345, the frame here stays quite wide, but they have engineered the frame to make it just go thinner, which means that when you pedal, you're getting a little bit less rubbing on your thighs. Now don't get me wrong, if you've got a throttle electric bike with a chunky frame, that's no problem because you don't need to pedal. But having just that slightly smaller frame really makes a difference to ride quality. This also has a completely solid frame. There is no suspension on this bike, but I'm not gonna lie to you, I think I actually prefer it without the suspension. There's something about having that total connection with the bike, whereas when you do have suspension added, sometimes the steering, it can feel a little bit disjointed. But when you've got fat, chunky tyres like these, you don't need suspension. It's a no-brainer, and it means that the bike is slightly lighter because of it. On the topic of comfort, this seat, oh my God, it's padded, it's plush, it is so comfortable to be riding about on. Chef's kiss, and I have had some issues with saddles in the past. Speaking of which, I've done a video on it right here, so if you want to hear me talking about my bum, then click the link above. Why wouldn't you? But the big question on everyone's lips is how much range does this do? Well, let me tell you, you can go for a smaller battery, which gives you 20 miles of range, or go for the bigger battery like I have, and you can rack up 50 miles. By the way, I just want to show you this really cool feature I've not seen on an e-bike before. Let's pull over, Moja. I want to show you this. Moja's just told me that the background's not very nice. Let's go to the yellow brick wall. The yellow brick wall. cool. The display on this bike, I've never seen anything like it before. It's a rocker display, and basically, as you push up and down, it rocks with how you press it. Look how cool that is. So you can see here, you've got your battery, how fast you're going, and your assist. Just the little touches, isn't it? Beautiful. And finally, just a really nice little detail that not many people would know instantly when they look at it. So the 345 on the frame here, that is a little nod to the bus that the creator of this bike used to ride. They rode the 345 through London, they hated it, it was a big old pain in my ass. They have named this bike after that bus. They've used the exact same font as they use on the London buses, and I just think that's a really nice little detail as well. This right here as well is a cute little storage rack. Now this is something that you don't really see on any other electric bikes. I think it's a really smart design. Obviously there are these certain size things that you can put in there before it starts sticking out on your legs, but it looks really smart. What would I put there? A water bottle? You could put a very large water bottle, a shotgun. You're terrifying me, Moja. It's all about the style, isn't it? Cruisers don't have pannier racks. It's all about making use of what they have. And it looks cool, okay? Right, it looks cool. That's why people want to talk to me. Oh yeah?
Where did you get this from?
So this is a New Gen 345e. So New Gen, they're like a London-based electric bike store. If you go to electroheads.com.
Electroheads.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it on my helmet here. Electroheads.com. Electroheads.
Is it pretty? How fast does it go?
So it goes up to 15.5 miles per hour.
Oh, okay.
So it's road legal. Yeah.
Really awesome bike.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you so much. This bike gets a lot of attention. And speaking of catching strangers looking at this bike, I hit the microphone. Sorry about that, everybody. Unacceptable! Check these out. So I've been using these sunglasses from Hindsight. So you might have seen there's sort of like a little slit line down the side of both there. When you put these on, right, if you look to your left and to your right, it's a mirror, so you can see behind you. So not only am I seeing people checking out the bike from the front, I'm seeing people checking out the bike from the back. They're great. I don't know if we can actually like catch it on the...
Look over that way and I'll look at...
Can you see? Can you guys see my eye? Mojo, I can see you. Can you see my eye? Yeah. Guys, this is crazy tech. Now obviously this is mainly for safety, so when you're on the roads you can see cars and vans and whatever coming up from behind you, so it's a great little feature which I've been having a lot of fun with. But of course this is great just for seeing all angles, for checking out if anybody's checking out the bike. You can have a closer look at these by going onto our online store, electroheads.com, and you can also have a closer look at the new Gen 345e, that's electroheads.com. Electric bikes, they are just a far more exhilarating, pleasant commute than, say, a car, for example. I mean, these kinds of bikes are getting attention, they're turning heads because they are still fairly new in the world of, say, compared to cars being around on the roads. They're growing in popularity, they're proving to be a much nicer choice than sitting in a metal box. And when you're in a car, you're isolated, you are separated from the world, and that can create road rage, for example. These things, they open up the world to you, they allow people to come in, which means that people are talking, people are striking up conversation. And if we can have more modes of travel like that, that includes everybody and gets people talking, then I think we're in a better place. But what do you guys think at home? Let me know down in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts. If you've been contemplating getting an electric bike, well, I'd like to think that this is your sign. Head on over to electroheads.com, check out our store, see if any bikes take your fancy. Let me know what you think of this one down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.